Welcome to the Women's Hoop Show. Rivalry week rolls on in the WNBA, and we've got you covered. Some are the real deal, some feel a little forced. We'll talk about it. Plus, with the playoff race heating up, we're firing up the Playoff Concern Meter to see who's safe, who's slipping, and who's clinging to hope. And later in Hoop Roots, we're going to go back through some of the fiercest rivalries in WNBA history, from Comets and Liberty to Sparks and Lynx, to see what truly makes a rivalry stick. We got a lot to get to. Let's get into it. Sheryl swoops.
Hi.
Here's the thing. We're gonna not go any further. If you are listening to this in your car, I love that, and I want you to listen to this whole episode. But then you're gonna immediately go to YouTube so you can see this new hairstyle on Sheryl swoops, because the blonde pixie cut.
Oh, wow.
Is so cute. You told me you were gonna do this, but still, it looks better than my wildest dreams.
Thank you. And I said, because I'm still getting used to it. You know, I like the long, all of the things.
It's a big change.
It is. But let me just tell you very briefly, and I didn't know this before I cut it, but, you know, Jordan, as you get older, you're not there yet. But as you get older and you're one of those women who have your own personal summers and all those things, like, it's just too hot for all of that hair.
Yeah.
So I was just like, listen, just do it. So I went in, she did it, she colored it, all the things. The next day, I actually had an appointment with a dermatologist. And she actually told me, she said, well, it's like, I like this. This is good for you. She told me I have 3 different types of alopecia.
Really?
Yeah.
3 different types?
Yeah. So I have traction alopecia, which didn't surprise me. I know this is not what the episode's about, but I just need to share this. So traction alopecia, scarring alopecia, and another one, it's called CCCA alopecia.
Oh my goodness.
And so she said, so get used to having your hair short like this, because this is my life now.
Oh my God. So it was like this, you wanted to do this for other reasons and also stylish too, because you can't forget that. But then it's also just your new lifestyle anyway, but put it with the stylish flair, because that's how Sheryl swoops does it.
So I'm like, okay, it is. But you know how I always feel about your hair, because your hair is always herring.
Thank you, but this is actually my dream. I wish I could cut it all off, because it's, talk about heat. This is a heat trap. My fro is just like, this is an extra 20 degrees just sitting on top of my head.
But you know, Jordan, not everybody can rock a fro. And your fro is always froing. And you're always rocking it. So you got all the hair and I have none of it. So we're a great team.
We balance each other out. Oh my God. Okay. Well, that was first things first. We know we have to talk about hair, and that was a big moment in women's hoop show history. So now let's talk about this concern meter. And I am so curious to hear your thoughts here. So here's how this came about. You know that the standings they're all over the place. They are up and down, and teams, you could be in the 3rd place and you lose a couple times. Now you are out of the playoffs. That's how close this middle of the pack is. And so one of our executive producers, Leah, she is a New York Liberty fan. In our meeting the other day, she was like, how concerned should I be as a Liberty fan that Atlanta took our 2nd place spot? Like, how concerned should I be that we're still in the mix? Is that a good thing? Or when you think about the rest of the season and you think about other factors, what should I be most concerned about? So that's what we're kind of going to go through these teams and talk about. And I want to start with the Liberty. Let's just start
Mhm.
there
Mhm.
because they
Mhm.
got their second place snatched. You don't have Brianna Stewart right now. Snatched
Give me
away.
that.
You don't have Brianna Stewart right now. You get Emma Meesseman. You're kind of putting the pieces together, but you've been a little up and down these past few games, past few weeks. How concerned should Liberty fans be, Sheryl?
Uh, I'm not.
Okay.
No. Like, so here's what I think they should be concerned about, right? Not necessarily where they finish in the playoff run. You should be concerned about Stewie. Like, okay, she's coming back, but how healthy will she be? She's got to get back in
Mm-hmm.
basketball shape, right? It's one thing to be in shape, it's another thing to be in basketball shape. And here's my thing, when I say you shouldn't be concerned, people forgot about Emma Meesseman. Like,
Yeah.
Emma Meesseman is her, has been her. I really, I know the Liberty, they've lost a couple of games, but I really like the Liberty's chances adding Emma Meesseman. If Stewie comes back and she's healthy, she's playing the way Stewie plays, John Quell is John Quellen. Listen, if I'm a Liberty fan, which we know I'm not, just can't
Which we'll
be.
talk about later.
Comments, yeah, just can't be. I'm not stressing though. I'm really not. And yes, we want Stewie to come back. We want Stewie to be healthy. God forbid if Stewie's not 100% and she's not Stewie, I'm still not stressing.
Okay.
Like I
Okay.
Emma Meesseman is ready. Like she's ready.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think. Oh, and then I forgot about Sabali, right? If she comes back, she's
Yeah.
healthy. To me, Phoebish, she could be a big key for the Liberty in the playoffs. I really
Mm-hmm.
think that Tasha's gonna do what she does, Sabrina, all of that. So, I mean, I would say to the Liberty fans, listen, you're not gonna, I mean, you're not gonna catch the Lynx, right? But don't stress. It's all good. You're going to be just fine. Now, there are some other teams that we can talk about where I'm like, yeah, y'all should be stressing right now, but the Liberty ain't one of them.
Okay. Okay, great. So, Liberty fans, I hope you hear that and I am going to say this next thing and I hope that doesn't steer you away from what Sheryl just said. But the
Uh
Liberty have one of the toughest remaining schedules. When we
oh.
think about upcoming, now we're talking about these past couple weeks, but when we look towards the future, they have one of the toughest remaining schedule when we think about opponent winning percentage. So that has to factor in because, again, I think they have to play the Lynx again coming up here soon this weekend. They've just played a back-to-back with the Sparks and the Aces, and they dropped the Aces. They are completely compacted in the month of August with so many games. And it just feels like their schedule is kind of working against them right now. But we're still not worried.
Well, so here's my question, because I don't have it in front of me. How many are at home and how many are on the road?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't have that in front of me
Okay,
either.
just
But
curious, because they're a
that's a
different team at home than they are on the road.
yes.
Everybody is, right?
Yes.
Um, yeah, y'all don't stress.
Great. Okay. Okay, Liberty fans. You're good. Now, on the other end of that, the Atlanta
Mhm.
Dream are, as we are recording this on Thursday, have won 6 straight.
Let's
And they are
go.
now in the second place in the standings. And when we had a conversation about the Atlanta Dream, when Ryan Howard went down right
Yeah.
before All-Star break, we said they just got to hold on. And they have done more than that. So now you are on a winning streak and you have Ryan Howard back healthy in full strength. So if you are an Atlanta Dream fan, are you saying, how concerned are you, like, we're going to keep this spot in the second place?
Well, Jordan, you said it in the open. Like, you could lose a game today and go from second to fifth, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if I am an Atlanta Dream fan right now, here's what I'm saying. Don't lose your minds. Don't lose your minds.
Right.
Y'all just keep doing what you're doing, right? Here's the thing with Atlanta. If they could ever just stay healthy, right?
I know.
BG's out for a minute, Ryan's out, Jordan Canada's out again.
Mm-hmm.
I really like a healthy Atlanta Dream team. And what I think Atlanta is saying is, y'all, please keep talking about everybody else and don't talk about us. But we got to talk
Yes.
about you now because you're in second place right now. Like,
Mm-hmm.
so we got to talk about you. I think they will stay there? Now I'm going to not really answer that because I need to wait for you to tell me what their schedule looks like.
Okay, well, I'm so glad that you asked. Behind door number 1 is Atlanta Dream having the easiest schedule remaining. The easiest. So let's just look at that real quick and what that means. They only have to play the Lynx one more time, the Liberty and the Aces 2 more times, and the Valkyries, but they play the Connecticut Sun 3 more times. They play the Dallas Wings 1 more time. They play the Seattle Storm the Seattle Storm 1 more time, and the Sparks twice. So when you think about winning percentage, the bottom of the league, they are playing majority of those teams for the remaining schedule. Now, caveat, I just went back and looked up their schedule because I'm like, didn't they lose to the Sun earlier this year?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And they lost to Dallas. So I think that for the Dream, you gotta win the games that you gotta win. And if you slip up on those top seeds, that's still gonna be okay. But you can't lose focus against these Sun games, or the Wings. That's what's gonna be key for them.
So
Yeah.
I know you probably don't know, but I'm gonna ask the same question: how many's on the road, how many's at home, because it makes a difference. But you said they have the easiest, and you started off with they have the Lynx 3 more times.
No. The Lynx 1 more time.
The Lynx 1 more. The Liberty.
Aces twice, which Aces are coming up, which we're gonna talk about.
Well,
And Golden State 1 more time.
Well, listen, Golden State, they ain't playing. I would say they have an easier. I don't know if I would say the easiest, because I think the Sparks are playing really well right now. And Jordan, as we get closer to playoffs and the season winding down, and these teams are looking at where they are and what they need to do, like the Valkyries, the Sparks, and the Aces. Like all 3 of them right now are like, oh no, we will be in the playoffs. So Atlanta got to come with it. You just because when you look at their record and you talked about winning percentages, just because their winning percentages aren't that good, you can't go into that game like, it's Connecticut,
Exactly.
it's Dallas. And if I'm Connecticut and Dallas, if I'm not gonna make it, you ain't gonna make it.
Right.
So,
Wreck
so
some
I'm
havoc.
trying to be the spoiler. So
Yeah.
they gotta play, but you're right. You have to win the games that you're quote supposed to win, right? And if you do that, they should be perfectly fine. But it's gonna be good.
It's gonna be good. I'm looking. I pulled it up. So I would say majority of their games remaining are at home, which is really good. I mean, Friday's game against Seattle, even though they just beat them on Wednesday, is going to be the Canada game. So that's a mutual site. But then they have 2 more road games, and they have 1, 2, 3, 4 games at home. 1 road game, then 3 more games at home. So like streaks of being at home for a long time. That's kind of nice.
You got to
Kind
win
of
your home
nice.
games. You got to win your home
Yeah.
games, right? Because
Whew.
it's tough to win on the road, and I don't care who you're playing. It's tough to win on the road. So you got to take care of your business, win the games you're supposed to win, beat the teams you're supposed to beat, and you got to win at home.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, now Phoenix. If you're a part of the X Factor and you are a Mercury fan, they're sitting at 19 and 12 right now. But there was once upon a time that Phoenix was in that second spot. And they were
Mm-hmm.
kind of rolling and on a roll. Alyssa Thomas is playing absolutely out of her mind. Phenomenal.
MVP. Okay,
Honestly.
I just had to put that out there.
Top pick for MVP. But right now they're at fourth. So they would have, and we know Mercury fans turn up. Right now, if the season ended, they would have that home court advantage in the playoffs. So, as you are a Phoenix Mercury fan, are you wanting to climb up or are you just wanting to hold steady at fourth?
Well, you said as a fan, not a player.
Yeah, this is more from the fan perspective.
Okay.
Fan venting
Because as a
concern
player, oh
meter.
no, I'm going for the top spot.
Right.
But as a fan, I would be okay if my team just held steady at fourth. But
Hmm.
here's the thing with that. It's you're going into the playoffs, so you want to be playing your best basketball heading into playoffs, right? So if you say just, I'm okay with them holding steady, to me that means they're not really trying to win, which isn't good
Yeah.
because going into playoffs,
Hmm.
you got to be ready. Um, and the thing is, again, because teams are moving up and down every single day. So I couldn't even sit here and say, if they stay in that fourth spot, this is who they're going to be playing in the first round. So
Right.
if I'm the Mercury, or if I'm a fan, I'm gonna say to my team, like, I need y'all just to keep balling. And the other thing, you're still trying to work Dewana Bonner into what you're doing, right? Heading into playoffs, you need everybody playing on the same page, all everybody clicking on the same cylinder. So I would say if you can move up, great, but just play ball, right? Keep doing what you're doing, keep playing the way you're playing. We need some momentum. We need you to be playing great headed into the playoffs.
Hmm. I think that's fair. Also, according to um, what I have right here, Tankathon, they have the second easiest remaining schedule because they play Chicago Sky one more time in there,
Yeah.
and Connecticut Sun and the Wings and the Mystics. So they have definitely some winnable
Yeah.
games in this upcoming stretch. Um, one thing I'll say about Phoenix, I am waiting for Ka to like turn it
Yes.
up.
Yes. 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 Yes.
I I feel like this is a little bit of her coming off of an injury, and I'm just
Mm-hmm.
happy that she's
Mm-hmm.
out there. But I love what AT is doing. I love what Satu is doing, and Dewana is fitting into this mix. But like, if they got Ka going in this
Mm-hmm.
last
Mm-hmm.
month, heading into the playoffs, that would be a really key piece that would separate them a little bit from the pack.
I agree with you on that. I've been
Yeah.
sitting here waiting for the same thing. And it's hard though because she is coming off of an injury, and we know
Hmm.
she's coming off of an injury. Then it makes me say, is she 100% healthy?
Hmm.
Right? But I agree with you. If they get Ka playing at the Ka level, Phoenix is going to be scary in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And could this? I'm just going to say it. I want this to be AT's year. I want AT to win MVP. I want AT to win a championship. Like I need this for her. So could this be the year? I don't know. I don't know,
I
but I
think
need it to be.
I think they could make a deep run. Like, they have all the pieces to make
Yeah.
a deep run, and that's why it's kind of like, we know you should get past the first round, but having that home court advantage would just help you a little bit more.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And let's talk about that real quick, because when we say the playoff picture and why seeding matters, I want to hear from your opinion. Of course, it's about home court advantage, but it's also about the matchups, which we don't know exactly, and that's where it could get a little tricky down the line, where it's like, okay, I actually don't want to play the Valkyrie. Like, if the Valkyries sneak in, it's like, oh, I don't know, they could upset us, so maybe we need to move up a spot to kind of avoid that first round possible upset. So, like, what is, or why does seeding matter, I guess, in the playoffs?
Well, I mean, you just said it, but here's the thing: as a player, though, Jordan, I don't know, but I don't know about this generation, but I know about my generation. Um, we we didn't really think about who we were playing, regardless of where we were. Right? If we finished first, second, third, fourth, it wasn't about the opponent. It was about us making sure we were ready, regardless of who we were playing. It's the playoffs, right? It's win or go
Mm-hmm.
home. And we knew we weren't ready to go home. So we never really got caught up in who's going to be that first round matchup and we get past them, who's next. But I will say this, there are certain teams right now that I would not want to face in the first round. The Sparks and the
Yeah.
Valkyries, if the Sparks
Yeah.
make it in or the Valkyries make it in, I, I think they're playing so well right now. The
Mm-hmm.
Sparks, especially getting Cam Brink back, like they're just getting to where they're at full strength. They're playing so well heading into the playoffs. I would not want to face them if the Sparks get
Mm-hmm.
in. And there's a part of me that's like the Sparks will have that eighth spot. I don't know why, but I feel that way. And so if I am one of these teams in the top 4 spots, I might think about, what do I need to do to change some things up so that we're not facing the Sparks in the first round, because the Sparks could or the Valkyries, I'm going to leave them there too. They could absolutely upset somebody.
Oh my God. That would be incredible.
I know you want your Sparks too. I know.
I do want them to get in. Yeah, I really do, because I feel like they have figured it out, which I haven't said in years. I truly feel like things are clicking, and Cameron Brink is a big piece of that. So I am, as a Sparks fan, I'm actually not too concerned, and I feel like we could finish strong and possibly get that spot, but also just feeling more confident that, like, this wasn't another totally wasted season, I guess. So if we get in, that would be amazing, because especially how we started and in the middle, it wasn't looking good. So to finish strong, that would be great. But if we don't, it's like, all right, it was at least enjoyable to watch, which I couldn't say that for
Keep hope
while.
alive, Jordan. Keep hope alive.
Okay, we're going to step aside really quick. But when we come back, we're going to talk about the team that we are most concerned about. For the fans that I think should be the most concerned, Seattle Storm. The Seattle Storm. You, right now, at the time of this recording, are in that 8th spot, which by the grace of God, you are still in these playoff races after dropping 6 straight. Yeah.
What is going on?
What is going on? What's happening? Because this team is too good on paper to have this type of season. They have been in a free fall in the standings for weeks. I mean, we were excited about the trade, and I think Brittany Sykes brings something good, but there's still something missing, because it's not translating into W's. So talk to
Mm-mm.
these Storm fans. Why
Mm-mm.
they should be concerned.
Mm-mm. Who Sparks fans, y'all, I mean Storm fans, y'all should be concerned. Jordan,
Ugh.
here's the thing. I can't I can't figure it out because to me, even before the trade, I still felt like they had the pieces. And you said it on paper, this is a hell of a team. But I do know that on paper doesn't always translate to on court.
Mhm.
And I don't know what it is. I don't know who it is. I don't know why it is. I don't know where it is. I don't know. But something ain't working for this Storm team. I would just say again, Storm fans, y'all should be very concerned about making the playoffs. Because
Mm.
when I look at the teams that are coming for that 8th spot, those teams right now are playing very good basketball. The Valkyries, the Sparks are playing really good basketball. And to me, I don't know, you're going to tell us what the Storm's rest of their schedule looks like. So I'm waiting.
Let me pull it up. Let me pull it
Okay.
up.
While you're pulling up,
Um,
I'll okay, go ahead.
they're kind of in the middle. They're kind of in the middle. They're at like 8th in toughest schedule, easiest schedule. So they're right in the middle, and that does not help them. They need an easy
Yeah.
schedule to
That's what
get
I was
back in the
yeah.
flow.
Yes.
And no, that's not helping them.
Because based off of you got the Sparks, you got the Valkyries, and again, those teams are playing really well right now. Eh, Y'all need to win the rest of your games, I would say. And I don't know if
Pretty
that's
much.
I don't know. I don't know if that's possible.
Like,
I can't there are some teams when we look at them and we talk about them, I can say like even Atlanta, right? In the second spot.
mhm.
They like Jordan Canada's out right now. So we could say, yeah, they may not hold on to that second spot because they're missing Jordan Canada. The Storms, to my knowledge, they're not missing anyone.
They got everybody.
They got
Everybody's
everybody
accounted for.
and they're healthy. So I don't know. That's all I'm gonna say.
I, it really
Mm.
is a head scratcher. And
It is.
I
It
can't
is.
imagine to those Storm fans that we are talking to. I know you guys are confused. Like, we are kind of from the outside in looking into this and just like, wait, how? And then you are thinking these thoughts, right? And you're seeing it on the court. And then Kareem Copeland, who is a reporter for the Mystics and covers the trade of Alicia Clark coming over to Washington, reports that Alicia Clark wanted out of Seattle.
Yep.
She requested a trade. This is not the first time that this has happened this season that someone has requested a trade out of Seattle. And
Wait a minute. Did you
that
say this
also,
season?
yeah,
There was
Lee
someone else this
Yaroo.
season? Oh,
Lee
that's
Yaroo
right.
wanted out of
Oh
Seattle,
gosh,
and that's
that's
why she
right.
was traded and just had a
That's
career
right.
high for
Yeah, that's
Dallas.
right. That's right. Jordan, what are you getting at?
So I'm saying that there are
Yeah.
other aspects that we don't know is going on, and that
Yep.
could be a part of us being puzzled as to what's happening behind the
Yep.
scenes. That's all that I am going to say because I don't know. But I
I
will
agree.
say this past game with Atlanta, I feel like Nneka Ogwumike came out pissed that she's losing. And she looked like a woman on a mission. She was getting her shots. She was efficient. It was wonderful to see. And I think Nneka is having a really great season in a vacuum. But if those aren't turning into wins, then I don't know what to tell you.
I don't either. I don't either. And it's very rare that
So
I'm at a
weird.
loss for words. And I'm at a loss for words right now. Like,
It's bizarre.
I totally forgot about Lee Yaroo asking for a trade. And then reportedly Alicia Clark asking for a trade. And some people hear that and they say, well, yeah, they want to be traded because they're not playing, right? They're not playing as much as they think they should be playing.
Mm-hmm.
But to me, whether that's the case or not, there's more to it, right? There's something going on behind the scenes that neither of us are privy to. So I'm not going to speculate either. But again, going to what this team looks like on paper, they shouldn't be sitting in that eighth spot, almost
No.
about to fall out of the playoffs. You shouldn't. They're too good
That
of a
would
team.
be.
They have
I will
too much
say,
talent on this team.
I will go on record in saying if the Seattle Storm don't make the playoffs this season, that would be a disappointing season and a waste of a great NECA year, a healthy year, and it would be so disappointing
Mm-hmm.
for what they have built, what
Mhm.
they traded for, getting the number 2 pick. Like, there's just so many things that happen to avoid this, and
Mhm.
it still happened. That would be very disappointing.
Mhm.
So, get it
Agreed.
together, Seattle. Get
Agreed.
it together. I'll have some no coach players only meetings. Y'all need to do some team bonding, do some trust falls. I don't know. Something's gotta happen.
Ooh, not the trust falls. We might have a lot of people falling.
Oh God. Okay, let's
Oh
wrap
my
this up
God.
with the Aces and the Fever. They're sitting
Yeah.
in a cozy spot of 5th and 6th place. Aces, we've been hard on them this season. And they are now
Rightfully so. I'm sorry. Rightfully so.
Yes, I agree. But after they got spanked by over 50 points by the Minnesota Lynx, they have not lost. Asia Wilson she has tunnel vision. She looks so focused and
the big A, not the little one. Yeah,
she looks so good.
Yeah.
Also, this change of Joel Lloyd coming off the bench. They are 7-1 since making that change. So, Aces fans, I mean, you guys should be feeling pretty good because it did not start this way. So you should be actually feeling great.
Yeah. Let me start off by saying kudos to Joel Lloyd. Jordan, it's tough for a coach, right, to go to a player like a Joel Lloyd, who has started her entire W career. Maybe as a rookie, she came off the bench a few games, but then she starting. So it's tough for any coach to go to a player of a Joel Lloyd's caliber and say, "Hey, raise your finger." What?
I'm raising my hand because Joel Lloyd went to Becky.
I know. So I haven't gotten there yet. So
Sorry.
No, it's okay. So I was gonna say it's hard for a coach to go to a player like a Joel Lloyd's caliber and say, "Hey, need to do something different. We're gonna change up the lineups or whatever," even if that's what the coach is thinking they need to do. So they're never gonna do that. So, which brings me to what you said. For Joel Lloyd to go to Becky and say, "Listen," and honestly, I don't know if I'm the problem, but bring me off the bench. Let's try something different. Me starting ain't working. Let's do something different. Like, for Joel to do that, it tells you the type of not player she is, but the type of person she is. And a lot of players just play better coming off the bench. You get a chance to sit, watch the game, see the flow of the game, also understand like what you can do when you get in the game, all of those things. Joel Lloyd is a talent. She is a basketball player. And for Joel to see something in them needing to make that adjustment or that change, shout out to her. And Joel Lloyd, the last few games, has been playing very well.
Yes,
Very,
she
very,
has.
very well. And I know we've been hard on Jewel because I know I've been like, where is Jewel Lloyd? Where is
Mm-hmm.
the
Mm-hmm.
Seattle Storm Jewel Lloyd? Well, we're starting to see her. And
Yes.
last thing I'll say is it's also very difficult to go from being the woman on your
Mm-hmm.
team in Seattle to going to play with the Aces. And you know you're not going to be the woman. You're not going to be the first option. You're probably not going to be the second or third. You're the fourth
Mm-hmm.
option, right? Like that's an adjustment. And I think Jewel was like, this ain't working. So let them start, get the game going. Let me come in off the bench. And shout out to Jewel, right? Like much love and respect for her saying, Coach, I'm good with it. Let's do it.
And for it to work. Like, that's
That
also
part.
has to be so
That part. Yeah,
gratifying.
that
Like,
part.
it's
Yeah,
working.
it's working.
Let's
It's
not
working.
change it again because it is working and it's having us climb these standings. It's helping that Seattle is falling drastically, but the Aces have been playing so well. And when I watched
Yeah.
them against the Liberty, I feel like that was the Aces team that we have been expecting
Yes.
this
Oh my
whole
God. I'm
season.
so glad you said that.
That
Yeah.
was like
Yeah.
best case scenario. So many different options scoring. Chelsea Gray was in her bag. Asia was rebounding like a monster out there. Like it was just so many things that I was like, yes, this is.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And when they
Mm-hmm.
don't play like that, you can see how Becky Hammon is short in her post-game press conferences and yelling at them, and because she knows what she
Yeah.
has, and
Yeah.
we know as fans what these players are capable of. So when they don't play to that standard, it's frustrating as hell.
Yeah.
So it was wonderful to watch.
Yeah, because and you said it. I thought the game against the Liberty, I thought that was Chelsea Gray's best game of the season.
Yes, I agree.
And and again, we've been so hard on Jewel Lloyd. Like, where is Jewel? Like, I've been wondering the same thing about Chelsea. Like, where is Chelsea Gray? Like the Chelsea Gray we know, the point guard. Where is she? Um, I talked about the Valkyries and the Sparks, depending on which one of them get in the playoffs, how they look scary, but the Aces are playing some pretty good basketball right now. And if they can continue to listen, it's no secret. Asia Wilson is her. Asia Wilson should touch the basketball every freaking possession. And I'm not saying for her to shoot it every time, but when Asia catches the basketball, when she touches the basketball, she draws so much attention and she knows what to do with the ball. She doesn't force her shot when she's double or triple team. What's going to be key for the Aces to me is when that double team comes to Asia and she kicks it out, can they be consistent in knocking down the
Yes.
perimeter shot?
Yes.
That's what they're going to have to do. Because teams are going to absolutely, rightfully so, focus on the Asia Wilson.
Mm-hmm. And we saw that happen the other night, and it looks beautiful. But when you're bricking them, it looks really hard to watch, and it makes you think, gosh, Asia has to do everything. Yep. So once it's more spreading the wealth, the Aces are really scary. And I think that's one of those teams that a team is a playoff team is not wanting to see the Aces because they're like, okay, their seeding doesn't really matter. They still have Asia Wilson, and they've been here before.
Yeah.
So and
we know what they can do.
Yeah. We all saw it. Okay, lastly, for this Indiana Fever squad, who has been holding on for dear life without Caitlin Clark, and they just lost a really close game to Dallas by 1 point on their home court. If you are a Fever fan, you are still in the playoffs, which is a positive with how your season is going injury-wise. You don't have a Sydney Colson. You don't have an Ari McDonald anymore. Both season-ending injuries. You just were able to sign a point guard in Odyssey Sims. It was just her first game this past week. So Sophie Cunningham is starting at the point guard for you. Like, you should be very excited that you're still sitting at 6 with everything that has happened injury-wise for you this season. But to the Fever fans, is there a level of concern with still no timetable for Caitlin Clark returning, that you're at this bottom half of the standings now?
Okay, before I answer that, what does the rest of their schedule look like?
Okay. Let me look. They don't have one of the toughest ones, which is really good. They're sitting... Ooh, actually, let me take that back. They have the Lynx 3 more times.
Ouch.
They have the Mercury 1 more time. They have the Valkyries 1 more time. Then for the easiest opponents, they have Connecticut, Chicago, Sparks, and Seattle all 1 time, and the Mystics 2 more times. But that 3 times against the Lynx? Oh.
Okay.
Have they not played the Lynx at all this year?
Yes, they have.
Yeah.
They have. They've played them. I think they played them once.
Lot.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Well, hell, they played Chicago 20 times.
So many times. Yeah. Fair.
God. This is the one that I don't know, right? Are you stressing? I don't know. Let me I have so much to say about the Fever. First of all, let me just Kelsey Plum, I am bowing down to Kelsey Mitchell, geez, I'm bowing down to you right now. Cause sis, you have been holding it down, doing the thing, the everything. Yeah, I don't know, Jordan. I feel like Aaliyah Boston right now. I don't want to say she's in a slump, but I feel like Aaliyah is, whether the refs are giving her the calls or not, I feel like Aaliyah has gotten in her own head, in her own way with the referees, and it's kind of taken her out of the way she plays. Okay. Kelsey Mitchell, I think Kelsey's just going to do Kelsey. Here's what I will say. Odyssey Sims isn't just some rinky-dink point guard off the street.
Right.
Odyssey Sims is a go-getter. She's a baller. She's a defender. She's all those things. Absolutely hate it for Ari. Absolutely hate it for Sid. Because Ari's story, I thought was playing really, really good for them. If I'm Stephanie White right now, or if I'm a Fever fan and I'm talking to Steph, here's what I'm telling Steph. I don't care if Odyssey Sims knows the plays or not. Start her at the point.
Put her in there.
Because she knows basketball, right? She knows basketball. She can just get players where they need to be, get the ball where it needs to be. But Odyssey's really good at breaking people down, creating her own shot, getting the ball to people. But she also defends, right? Odyssey, to me, out of your point guards that you had with Sid and with Ari, and even with Caitlin, Odyssey's a better defender, right? So start Odyssey. I think Sophie, as of late, has been shooting the ball really well. But when you switch her role up out of necessity, right, and say, well, Sophie, you're going to bring the ball up, you're going to be point guard, you take her out of what she's been doing well, and that's she's been shooting the lights out. Now, a player that I feel like needs to pick her game back up, that's Lexi Hall. I think Lexi's kind of fallen off a little bit. Demiris Dantas, I think when she plays, she's just going to give you what she gives you. I love her game. I'm so at a loss for how I feel on the Fever, because I think they have the pieces, even if Caitlin doesn't come back, which is another story that we can talk about. I think even if she doesn't come back, I think they have the pieces to hold on. But then when I hear their schedule, then that concerns me. Yeah. Then that concerns me.
Yeah. Because
go ahead. Well, go ahead, because then I was going to say something about Caitlin.
Right. And I was going to say, it has been really impressive, some of these wins that they have been able to get without her.
Yeah.
And we look at, how they finished off July. They were on a 5-game winning streak, and they were able to down teams like the Mercury, the Aces, the Storm, like really, really good teams, having it close with the Liberty. And I think they will be okay, to your point, to hold on. But in order to go deeper into the playoffs or be able to kind of recoup their season, they need Caitlyn because, of course, she makes everybody else's game go up. But to hold on to this spot, I think she's there like, just hold on. I'm working my way back. Just hold on. I'm going to be there. But they do need her to make a deeper run in the playoffs, I guess is what I'm saying. I think
without question, right?
Yeah.
Yes, they have enough to hold on and make it to the playoffs. The thing with Caitlyn though is even if she's not shooting the ball well, when she's on the floor, like Asia Wilson, she commands so much attention. It frees up other people. Here is my concern with if and when Caitlyn comes back, because we don't know, right? There hasn't been a timetable on her return, but here is my concern: if and when she comes back. Listen, a growing injury is a serious injury. You can sit out 2 months and do your rehab and all the things and feel really good.
Yeah.
And then come game time, you can make the wrong cut, the wrong move, and there it goes again. Because practices are very different from games. I don't care if you are going full speed, all those things, they're still very different from games. When you're in a game, you're not thinking about, dang, like I'm just coming back. I don't want to make the wrong cut because I might re-aggravate it. You're just playing ball. And with to me, Caitlyn's strength of being able to see the floor and get the ball where it needs to be, and of course her logo threes, with a growing injury, you lose some of that strength and that power you have from using your legs to shoot from so far out, right? Last thing is, she has to get back in basketball shape, not just shape, right? She has
Just
to
like
get
you
back
were
in
saying with
basketball
Stewie.
shape. Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know. And I will say, because you talked about it, I talked about it, the beginning of the year, I was like, oh yeah, this Fever team, they will absolutely not make the playoffs, but they will make a run for a championship. Like, I really thought they had pieces to do that. I'm not so sure now, right? I don't know. So
Yeah.
if I'm a Fever fan, am I concerned? Yes, I am.
Oh, yeah. Exactly what we were saying. Even as I re-listened to what I just said, that is so much on Caitlyn to be like, come back right when we make the playoffs and be 1,000%, be in game shape, and completely save our season. That is so much to ask. That's
a lot to ask.
Hard. Ooh, my goodness. Okay. All the fans out there, I hope you are at peace with where you are on the concern meter. Some fans, you should be kicking your feet up. Like, you see how we didn't talk about Lynx fans? You guys are good. Yeah. You're cruising. You are clenched.
You're not stressing.
You're fine. But Storm fans, I have a great therapist you can call. I can pass out the number because it's concern. It is some concern. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk about rivalries. So stick with us. Welcome back to the Women's Hoop Show. Thank you, Sheryl.
You're welcome.
Now it's time to talk rivalries because the WNBA has forced upon us a rivalry week where there's some rivalries. Sheryl Reeve kind of went on record saying that she doesn't feel like the Lynx and the Liberty is a rivalry just yet, because it's only been really one finals. I think you have to have a little more history for it to be a rivalry, which is what I want to dive into in this extended Hoop Roots segment.
First time in WNBA history, someone has jumped in a game.
WNBA rivalries have been around since the very first season, and we know because Sheryl Swoops was a part of one with the Comets and the New York Liberty.
Ooh.
How would you describe that rivalry? Because 3 out of your 4 finals were against the Liberty.
Yeah. Like, how would I describe it? Real. It was real. Listen, we did not like each other. Like, and I'm talking about as a team, not as an individual player. Like, and you're probably gonna talk about it. Like, people want to make Chicago Sky and Indiana Fever, right? But then they're like, but really it's Angel and Caitlin. And I'm like, that's not a rivalry.
Right.
It's not.
It's teams.
Houston Comets and New York Liberty. But I will even go even further and say Houston Comets and LA Sparks. No. But the New York Liberty, girl, we live for those games, those moments, right? Because the Liberty, they were always the bridesmaids. They wanted to be the bride, but it just was not your time. And so the one game, right, that people always talk about, the shot, the spoon made half court, that just turned it into an even bigger rivalry, because we were like, how dare you? Like, come on our home court, game 2, you throw up this crazy shot, it goes in, and y'all are listen, they celebrated on our home court like they won the championship. That was a problem. You didn't come into our house and do that. And to this day, listen, I love Teresa Weatherspoon. Like, that's my sis today. But when we played, no ma'am. But even today, when she talks about it, I'm like, Spoon, but all you did was prolong the inevitable. Like, there was no way y'all were going to come back and win game 3. It just wasn't going to happen. So when I think about a real rivalry, and you said it to me, 3-4 years when you're making it to the finals and it's the same 2 teams, and that's what a rivalry is. And it's the teams, right? The Liberty, they knew what we were going to do. We knew what they were going to do. But even the players on the bench, right? Like, they're talking smack and they're going at it from warm-ups. Like, don't come on our end when we're warming up. Like, we don't like you. We don't like you. You don't like us.
That's when you know it's hate.
You.
If the ball rolls over on the other side during warm-ups, you're not getting it back.
No,
you're not. You're just without a ball.
You're getting another ball because you're not getting that one. And even the fans, right? When we went to Madison Square Garden, we knew we were going to feel the hate. We were going to hear it. We were going to feel it. Listen, I loved it. And when they came, whether it was the Compaq Center or Toyota Center, when the Liberty came in, they knew they were in for a long night. It was the boos and it was a real true rivalry, but it was it was a fun rivalry, right? Like, those were games and moments that you live for. Like that's what sports is all about. That was a real rivalry. Some of the rivalries that people think are really rivalries today, I'm like, no, that's not a rivalry.
It's not enough hate.
Listen, Jordan, and I'm so glad you said that, because I've actually said this. It's okay to not like somebody. Like, you're on a different team and you're in my way from trying to win a championship. Okay. And it might even go deeper than that. There might be some other stuff in there that y'all don't know about, and that's okay. It ain't your business. But I'm okay if you don't like me. All that's going to do for me is just motivate me to go out and I won't say it, but kick your butt even more.
Yes.
Like I think people think because we're girls and we're women and we're females that it's all kumbaya and we got to love each other and not talk smack to each other. Man, get out of here with that. No. The hate, you got to have a little hate in there for it to be a rivalry.
It's a little hate. just a
Mm-hmm.
little bit of hate.
Yeah.
And the rival, I love everything that you said. That was perfect. I feel like that put everybody back into that time too.
Oof.
The rivalry that I was able to be a fan of. So this is me in the crowd. When you talk about the
Uh-huh.
fans just hating when somebody came into your gym, which is so
Yeah.
ironic now because earlier in the podcast we said how I'm rooting for the Sparks. But once upon a time, I was in Sacramento and I was a super fan of the Sacramento Monarchs.
Yeah.
And anytime those Sparks came into town, and this was which I don't feel like
Oh
kind
my
of went
gosh.
for NBA and WNBA, but it was the Lakers and the Kings hated each other.
Yeah.
And that
Yeah.
was the early 2000s, even though I am and always was a Lakers fan. So it was a confusing time for me. It was a confusing time. But the Sparks, it was BLA chants. It was specific cowbells and specific signs anytime the Sparks came into town. And I think there's the other part of the rivalry that's territorial, right?
Mm-hmm.
We were the two teams in California. We played each other a lot. And that's conference championships and conference finals when it always, for a stint of time there, from 1999 to those early 2000s when the Monarchs won the championship in 2005, it was like, we want to run California. We want to be the best team in California. So don't come in here, LA. We're Sacramento. We got this handled. Don't come in here. It's purple. We're both purple, but purple and black and white. So it was.
That's what it's supposed to be.
Yes, it was a territorial.
Jordan, because here's the other thing, and I don't know if this happens today, because when I go to games, I'm not there to watch warm-ups. So I just remember a couple places, going to LA, going to Phoenix, because that was a big rivalry of ours too. I think everybody was
Yeah.
but
I know. I think everyone was trying to beat the Comets.
Phoenix, LA, and New York. Those three places, I remember like it was yesterday. Like, fans were there for warm-ups. Like, not when the team came out to warm up. When we would go out and just do our own like individual shooting, like fans would be sitting courtside or coming down low and like talking smack to us then. Like, I can remember, some fans, I'm like shooting, doing my routine, and just hearing the fans saying, "Oh, Swoops, you going 0 for tonight," right? And like, I would hear that stuff and I interacted with them. I would just, I was like, "Oh, okay, we'll see." But I love that stuff. I don't know if that happens today or not, but the thing to me that is a little different today, and when you talk about rivalries, right? We knew when we were on the road that we were going to hear it, right? Like, we're going to get booed. And yeah, we had some fans there, but we were going to get booed and all the things, which was great because I love playing on the road, so I could do my little shh. Today, it's hard sometimes to know if it's a home game or a road game, because most of the fans are like nice to visiting teams.
Yeah.
And so I'm
You're
like,
saying they're a little too nice.
Yeah, I'm like, that's so backwards. Like, what happened to pulling for your home team and cheering for your home team and booing the opponent and talking smack to the opponents and doing all those things? I miss
Good old
those
days.
good old days. Yeah. Yeah. So good.
I love it. One rivalry that I want to talk about, because this was, I feel like, really the height of me just really getting into basketball and really understanding the level of talent that was in the WNBA in the 2010s. And that was the Sparks and Lynx rivalry. And that is a rivalry because you just, again, like you were saying with New York, if you keep seeing the same people in the finals, if the league, I feel like the league essentially reconfigured the rules so that we could get the Sparks and the Lynx in the finals, not the conference finals, but the finals. They're like, actually, we're going to get rid of conferences so we can get the best two teams at the end. the buzzer beaters, the Maya Moore going up against Candace Parker, like in their primes, the team of the Minnesota Lynx, Simone Augustus, Sylvia Fowles, like it was so many great battles that they had where it was fun. And I remember Maya Moore talking about it in her book. She was like, it was fun, but it was so hard. Like they were really good teams at the top of their games, trying to be the best of the best. And the Sparks were able to get one of them. And that's where some people be like, it's not really a rivalry because the Lynx kept winning. But how the Sparks got their one on a NECA buzzer beater, just great lore, great history. When you think about that specific time of the WNBA, you're always going to remember those two teams battling it out.
Yeah, that was, I will always say, and I probably am a little biased, that the Comets Liberty rivalry was the best. But the Lynx Sparks, the one you're referring to, that one, without doubt, will go down in history as one of the best rivalries ever. And I love what you said that Maya said. It is hard. Like it's hard to win a championship, let alone win, back to back or 3 in a row, or in our case 4 in a row. I'm just saying. It's hard to do, but it's even harder when it's against the same team. Because that team is saying, this is our year. Like it's our turn. And it's hard as the team that's defending the title to go in every single finals and say, no, it ain't gonna be this year either. Right? Because at some point, it will be their turn. I mean, it took a long time for the Liberty to win one, but they got them one. But I love the competitiveness of it and the excitement of it. And that people are tuning in. People want to watch this rivalry because they're thinking the same thing. Like, well, the Comets won 3 in a row. Will the Liberty finally get this one? Right?
Yeah.
And the
that's a great storyline.
That's what people want to see. And I kind of felt it was headed that way with the Aces in the Liberty. And then when the Aces won, and they probably shouldn't have because they didn't have Chelsea Gray, they didn't have Kia Stokes, right?
Yeah.
I felt like the Liberty was like, wow, y'all came into our house shorthanded and beat us on our home court. So I kind of felt like that one's more of a rivalry than Minnesota and New York right now.
Yes. Sorry. I would agree with that because of the part, and the last thing we'll say as we wrap up, that made the Liberty go out and build their super team. They built it to beat the Aces. If you really want, I mean, you could say whatever you want to say. You built it to beat the Aces, who went back to back, which is very hard to do. So now you have all of these weapons, and it doesn't work out that first year, but then you're able to come back and get it done. I think that is a part of a rival. We hate you so much that we are going out to get people to beat you. Like it's nobody else.
Yep.
Exactly. And that was something that I think this rivalry week, to bring it full circle, kind of got right, because the Aces and Liberty game did bring up some of those memories of those great battles a few years ago. And this was the first time that the Aces actually beat the Liberty in regular season since August 2023, which is really hard to imagine because it felt like the Aces were so dominant against the Liberty for so long. So it's a lot of pent up emotion there. Yes, you came and you won and you beat us on our home court. So you are not going to beat us ever again. Like it was that type of mindset. So I love rivalries. I think they are awesome.
Great for the game.
And
They're
fun.
great for the game.
And that was a great look back at some of the greatest rivalries in WNBA history.
Time for WNBA history. Someone has just
Sheryl, you're the best.
You're the best.
Also, still loving this hair. Went a whole over an hour looking at it. It looks absolutely fabulous. So make sure everybody go watch this on YouTube.
I love yours too, Jordan.
Until next time. Bye.
Peace.
Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to follow on your favorite podcast app so you never miss an update. Your support means the world. And if you're feeling generous, leaving a quick rating or review helps more Hoops fans discover the show. And you can now see us on our brand new YouTube channel. Make sure to like and subscribe there. Shoot us an email at women'shoops@odyssey.com to tell us what's on your mind. We want to hear your hottest takes, your burning questions, and all your feelings about all things women's hoops. We just might feature your note on the show. That's women'shoops@odyssey.com. The Women's Hoop Show is an Odyssey original podcast hosted by me, Jordan Robinson. Today, our co-host was Sheryl Swoops. Our producer is Phil Sweetek. Our video team is led by Kurt Courtney and includes Tim Meikle, Evan Cox, Allison Jeffrey, and Lauren Vieira. Our executive producers are Greg Holtzman, Asha Saluja, Danny Freisinger, Maddie Sprunkeiser, and Leah Reese-Dennis. And special thanks to Moira Curran and Josephina Francis.